The Honda 3.5 liter V6 is a fantastic engine. It'll give you a lot of life and very few worries, but only if you do the proper preventative maintenances on it. Today I'm going to be changing the oil in my 2013 Honda Odyssey, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know, from the proper oil to the proper filters and all the proper torquing specifications that you need. So let's get this job started. Go take your car for a nice 5-mile drive, get your engine up to operating temperature, and get all those fluids nice and warm. Get your car up on a good quality set of service ramps, similar to what I have here. Any of the tools that you see today, I will put a link for in the description. Okay, the first thing you want to do is locate your dipstick and your oil fill cap. Make sure you can get both of these open before you start draining the oil. The reason being, A, the oil will drain better as air can get into the engine as it's draining out. B, you want to make sure you can get this cap off before you drain your oil and you're in a situation where this is cross-threaded or something and you can't get it off. Once you have your cap off, you want to look inside, just see if you see any milky residue in there. That could be an indication that there's water or moisture in the oil. If you do a lot of short trips, you may see that. It'll be like a yellowish kind of milky substance that's in the top of the cap. If you're seeing that, you might want to take your car on a long trip once a week just to get the engine very, very warm and burn off some of that moisture. All right, now that we're under the car, what we're going to want to do is locate our drain plug, which on our Odyssey is right here, just in front of our exhaust. So that is a 17 millimeter hex head. I recommend getting a long handled box wrench for this, and you're just gonna give it a go. There, now we've broken it free. We should be able to, with your hand, loosen this, get our drain pan in position, and start draining. Grab your drain plug and hold on to that because we're going to have to change this crush washer right here. We are now behind the passenger's wheel. That's where the oil filter is located on the J35. Direction does orient a little differently depending on which J35 you're working on. My Pilot, it comes out straight. On this one, it comes down vertically. We're gonna go ahead, put our oil filter cup on there. This one you can get right from the Honda dealership. I like it a lot, and I'll show you why. It's not gonna stay on there. The reason I like it is it has the ability to have a 3/8 inch drive socket or a 17 millimeter wrench on there, which is nice because the 17 millimeter matches the wrench that you're going to use to take off the plug for the drain pan. So we're going to go ahead. I'm doing this blind because I got the camera where I would normally be, so pardon me if I'm going a little slow. And we're just going to get on there. And we're going to loosen this filter up. Okay, and as you can see, the oil's going to start flowing, so you want to make sure you got your drain pan right down there on the floor to catch that oil. And now we're just going to back the filter off. Grab a paper towel. We're going to clean this oil filter surface here. Just get any old oil off it. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure you've got the old gasket. Very important. Make sure the old gasket is on the bottom of the filter right there. You gotta make sure you have that. If you double up gaskets, you will have a leak. There's no if about it. You will have a leak. So I've got a new filter here. This time I'm going with a Honda filter. You just want to take a little bit of oil. It can even be used oil. It doesn't have to be new. Just put it around this gasket just like that. That'll help that from sticking the next time you go take it off. And then we will hand tighten this. I like to go as far as I can by hand, and then I come back with my torque wrench, because if you look at the side of a Honda oil filter, it actually has a torque value on there for us. So let's respect that torque value. Honda put it on there for a reason. They feel it's important. I do too. Also, I will say, I've never had an oil filter that I've torqued with a torque wrench leak, be a pain in the ass to remove when I go to take it off, or back out 2,000 to 3,000 miles down the road. I had that happen once in my life, where I had an oil leak start, and it was the filter had loosened up, and pretty much from then on, I respected the torque value. The torque value for this oil filter is 14 Newton meters. And you'll need a specific torque wrench that either does inch pounds or Newton meters to get it correct. Okay, so here we go. I tightened it as far as I could by hand. Let's see how much further we can go before we hit spec. So there we go, we're at spec, and it might be a little bit of a pain to get this off once you do spec it, but it comes off pretty easily. There we go. All right, now we're gonna go back to our drain plug. We're gonna change our crush washer and put our drain plug back in properly. Okay, so we have our drain plug here. We're gonna go ahead and change our crush washer. It should just slide off like this. If it doesn't, you might just have to unthread it off of there, or you can get a screwdriver in there and get it off. But you do wanna change this. I know a lot of you guys just like to reuse it. It's there for a reason. Protects damaging the oil pan, and it helps seal against leaks, and it gives you the proper tension you need so this doesn't loosen up. Change this. You can buy them on Amazon, like 25 at a rip. If you buy your filters at the dealer, if you smile nice enough and talk nice enough to them, they'll give you one for free. So please make sure, new crush washer every time. I've got my drain bolt. All our oil's pretty much out now. It's a drip every 30 seconds or so. We'll go ahead. Always start your drain bolt by hand and always run it in by hand until it's seated. The socket I recommend will be a 17 millimeter. You have to use a 17 millimeter. I recommend using a 6-point socket. That way you run no risk of rounding out those points, and you're on there threaded well. Get on there with our torque wrench, and we will torque it to spec. And there we are, we're to spec. So just like the oil filter, any drain bolt that I have torqued in my life has never leaked, backed out, or had an issue getting out of the oil pan when I went to change the oil. I 100% recommend using a torque wrench on your drain plugs. So now we're all done down here. We're gonna go head up on top. Okay, so on this particular Odyssey, and pretty much all the 11s through the 17s, They take 0W20, and if you do the oil filter and the oil at the same time, it's going to be 4.5 quarts, and that will get it right to the top of the hash mark on the dipstick. If you follow the maintenance minder religiously, every other oil change it recommends the oil filter, and if you don't do the oil filter, then it's about 4.2 quarts, but double check in your manual for that specification. But because we did both the oil filter and the oil at the same time, we're going to do the 5.5 quarts of oil. I personally have been using Triax oil for a while. I like it, and I buy it in these 5-quart buckets, and it's great. So I am going to measure out I'm going to measure out 4.5 quarts into my graduated jug here, and then we are going to fill up the crankcase. If you do go the 5-gallon bucket route, I highly recommend a hand pump like I'm using here. Makes it much easier. It takes a little bit longer than pouring it, but not nearly as messy, and easy to measure out the exact amount that you want the first time. I'm right at 4.5 quarts, so we're good to go here. Now we're going to go topside. Okay, we got our oil. First thing we're going to do, we're going to put our funnel in here. You want to use a longer one because it is a tight spot to get in there. And then we're just going to go ahead and slowly pour our oil in here. And you just want to monitor progress while you're doing that. Make sure nothing's coming out down in there, that it's all going into the engine as intended. You can pull your dipstick, make sure here, that way as the oil goes into the crankcase, it can push air out there. It'll just help you possibly fill a little quicker. All right, we got all 4.5 quarts in there. I'm just going to let a few of these drips get in there. All right, we'll call it good. Okay, before I put the oil fill cap on, I like to just go in there, clean it out, get anything that might be in there out of there, especially if you've got that buildup. You want to monitor that. All right, nice and clean. We'll put that back on there. Next, I'm going to check the oil level, but this isn't going to be accurate because we have the new oil filter on there, and we haven't pushed oil through it yet and back up through the engine. But I'm just going to check it, make sure we're close before we go start up the engine for the first time. So yeah, I do see it just above the full line there, so it means we have a full crankcase at least. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this now. I'll let it run for about 5 minutes, as long as none of the oil pressure lights come on or anything, and we'll let it run for 5 minutes, and then I'll shut it off, and then I'll do my official reading at that point. So when you go to start your engine for the first time, you're going to want to watch that light right there. It looks like a genie lamp. That's a oil lubrication thing from about 100 years ago. That's what that symbol is. So we're going to go ahead and start the engine. We're just going to watch that light, and it should go out just like that. Also listen to your engines. Make sure there's no funny noises, ticking or knocking. If you hear any of that, shut it down. Check your drain plug, check your oil level, check your oil filter, make sure something's not loose and you're losing oil to the floor, and then you'll have to course correct. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. I let the engine run and get back up to operating temperature. Operating temperature is what the engine operates at when it's going down the road. How do I know I was at operating temperature? I checked the gauge inside, but I also let it run with the HVAC completely shut off until the cooling fans kicked on. And once I heard those kick on, I knew the engine was all the way up to its operating temperature because it needed to cool itself down. And then I shut it off and I let it sit for 5 minutes. That allows all the oil to settle back down into the crankcase so we can accurately check our oil level. So we're going to pull our dipstick, pull it out. We're not even going to read it. We're going to clean it off real well and drop it back in. And put it in, count to 3, and then we're going to pull it out and we're going to look at the level. It's showing slightly high, but I'm not that concerned about it, to be honest with you. We'll check it again. And we're a little above the hash mark, but again, I'm okay with that. So I will call this good, and we're going to run it. Okay, once you've checked your oil level and you know that everything's good, go ahead, reset your maintenance minder back to 100%. Consult your owner's manual for that. It varies by trim level how it's done. And the last thing I like to do is put one of these on the windshield. That way, if I take the car in for service or recall, inspection, whatever, and they reset the maintenance minder accidentally on me, I still have that as a record of when my next oil change is due. So there you go. That's how you do a proper oil change on your Honda, specifically an Odyssey. If this video was helpful, please hit like or subscribe, or hit the little bell down there to be notified of new videos. Thanks for joining me today in the garage, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.